Here's a recap of Saturday, September 29th, Breeders' Cup. Winning You're In Saturday, or Super Saturday it was called at Belmont Park. There were 11, count them, 11 races at Santa Anita and Belmont combined that were grade 1 races that were Win and You're In for the Breeders' Cup in the various divisions. And I had selections in all 11. The first race on the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In program was the 5th from Belmont. It was the grade 1 Belle Dame Invitational, which would serve as a prep for the Ladies Classic. My selection, Royal Delta. I was hoping that a lot of people would jump on It's Tricky because she had stumbled out of the gate and was 3rd to Royal Delta in their last, when Royal Delta was 2nd, in the grade 1 Personal Ensign at Saratoga. However, I just thought Royal Delta was not herself that day, and I looked for a big effort today from Royal Delta. And as they turn for home,
the champion in action, Royal Delta, striding past the 8th pole with a super effort here this afternoon. It's Tricky was no match for Royal Delta today. Geared down to a triumphant victory here in the Belle Dame, winning by 8 lengths. She could have won by much more than.
Tons the best, tons the best. That was my co-best bet of the day at Belmont. Scored nicely there. In the 6th race, it was a grade 1 Kelso handicap, going a mile, 1-turn mile on the main track. A prep for the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. I like number 5 to honor and serve. He was a even 4th, didn't seem to run his race today. Jerseytown was the upset winner that day. I'd bet Jerseytown so many times in the past couple years, and he never came through for me, but he scored today at nearly 8-1. The 7th was the grade 1 Vosburg Invitational. I like number 8, Kaisha Electronica, who I thought would come flying at the end.
For your little drama, here's the lumber guy on the outside. Here's Sean Avery down toward the rail. Here's Kaisha Electronica, who's coming fast, very fast on the far outside. It is the lumber guy in front. Kaisha Electronica closing as they come down to the line, and it is...
Oh, 2nd at 7-1. That would have been nice. In the 8th, it was the grade 1 Flower Bowl Invitational, a prep for the Breeders' Cup Filling Mare Turf. I like 2 horses. Number 8, Na Rain, making her first start in North America with John Velasquez aboard. But my top pick was number 1, Dream Piece. She was going out today for Chad Brown, and he wins 33% of the time when he has horses coming off a layoff like this. And I just thought that she looked much the best today. And as they came for home...
Now. And I'm a Dreamer coming through down toward the inside. Now Rain's in between horses. It's a girl narrow lead. Dream Piece on the outside. Dream Piece on the outside. And in between Na Rain. Na Rain comes away with the lead. And it is Na Rain the winner.
So close. You didn't get to see it on that video clip, but as she turned for home, the soggy ground slipped out from under her. A big chunk of sod came up. I'm not sure that made a difference in the race, but it certainly didn't help matters. In the 9th race, it was the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic. I really thought number 2, Point of Entry, was the best horse in here, especially at this distance, running a 4-race win streak. But I went against him because every time I've gone against Little Mike, he wires the field, the latest being in the grade 1 Arlington Million. So I thought as the lone speed, he'd get away today and would steal it. And he set such slow fractions and looked to be going comfortably. But on the far turn, the field came to him and he just let them all run by. Dismal 6th that day. Finally, the last race at Belmont on their Win and You're In card was the 10th. It was the grade 1 TVG Jockey Club Gold Cup. I thought this race looked like it was wide open. I didn't like any of the favorites, and I landed on a price play, number 9 Flat Out. I had him earlier this summer in the grade 2 Monmouth Stakes, and the front runner set a slow pace. He didn't have a chance to close into it. His last was a good late running 3rd in the Whitney, and today, I just thought today was his 3rd off a layoff. It was his 3rd time out for new trainer Bill Mott. He was unbeaten at Belmont, and I just thought he had a real big chance. And as they came for home, it was a stirring stretch duel.
4th, 1 furlong to go. Stay thirsty, still there. But here comes Flat Out on the outside, and Stay Thirsty, who's hanging on bravely. Stay Thirsty down inside, and Flat Out, who comes with the last gasp lunge to win. Flat Out got it by a flare.
Oh, yeah. And did you catch what happened as they were closing in on the finish line? Watch the replay again. Joel Rosario, my rider on Flat Out, is using a left-handed whip. And Ramon Dominguez is on Stay Thirsty, the front runner, being caught. And watch his whip in the right hand, and watch what happens when Rosario goes to encourage Flat Out.
And Flat Out, who comes with the last gas plunge.
Oh yeah, knocked the whip right out of his hand. Wasn't that something? But I had the winner, Flat Out. Paid a nice $9 and change, got back nearly $50. And now we move on to Santa Anita. The sixth was at 8.5 furlongs on the main track for 2-year-olds, the Grade 1 Chandelier. I'd been all over Executive Privilege every time she'd been out, and the last was a desperate photo finish in the Grade 1 Del Mar Debutante. But today she was going 2 turns for the first time, dirt for the first time, and I wasn't willing to go all in on her. But Bob Baffert and her owner Mike Pegram had said once they stretch out and she gets on real dirt, she'll be even better. And as they turn for home,
Executive Privilege clear by 3. Miss Empire is chasing gamely from second, and Scarlet Strike tries to put in a run. Salamera's far back. Homeward bound now, and it is all Executive Privilege clear by 5 with a 16th to go. They would need to sprout wings to get to Executive Privilege. She's unbeaten, a smashing 5th win for her.
wow, they were so right. In the Grade 1 front runner, I went with Carving. A Bob Baffert horse went off at 9-2 and was 4th. In the 8th race, the Grade 1 Zenyatta, I went with number 3 Switch, even though I know she's going to run in the sprint. Can't understand why they keep running her at 2 turns. And Love and Pride, shipped out west from the East Coast by Todd Pletcher, stole it on the front end. In the 9th race was my co-best bet of the day, and that was in the Grade 1 Rodeo Drive, going 10 furlongs on the turf. Another prep for the Breeders' Cup fill-in mare turf, and I thought Marketing Mix was the horse to beat in here. I thought I'd get like 8-5, maybe 9-5, but she went off as even money. My only concern was a horse by the name of Let's Go Cheyenne, who had won her last start in a listed stakes by stealing it on the front end, got out to a 12-length lead and nobody could catch her. Well, as they headed up the backstretch, she was dueling with a long shot, and they were a good 15 lengths in front. But as they hit the far turn, here came the field, led by my horse, Marketing Mix.
They run into the far turn, and it's Let's Go Cheyenne. Let's Go Cheyenne now by a length, but they're starting to come after her. Here's Marketing Mix. And Marketing Mix is absolutely cruising up to them now. Marketing Mix takes the lead. City to City, and the pink is hooked wide, but coming gamely after them as well. My GGN behind that, they come for home now, and it is Marketing Mix kicked away. Marketing Mix, yes, Nayreed coming on a late run in the centre of the track. Marketing Mix, Nayreed chasing gamely, but Marketing Mix just playing too good. Scintillating performance today from Marketing Mix and Garrett Gomez.
Nice. And then in the final Breeders' Cup win-in you're in race of the day was the Grade 1 Awesome again. My pick, my bet of the day, was number 1, Game On Dude. I was a little disappointed that Bob Baffert had taken the lovely Chantel Sutherland off as his regular rider, but he went with his go-to jockey, Rafael Bejarano, and I know what he's thinking, Breeders' Cup Classic. So Bejarano had him on the rail, and the only issue was, could he get off the rail, and what would happen if some long shot went to the lead? As they came out of the gate, Rafael Bejarano let the long shot, the number 2, go to the front. He eased him off the rail, tracked the pace, and as they headed down the backstretch, here came Game On Dude.
They come to the quarter pole, and Game On Dude now breathing down the neck of Winning Machine with a quarter of a mile to go. Winning Machine tries to dig deep, but Game On Dude still travelling comfortably. Nunez is next. Rail Trippers on the outside. They are homeward bound, and Game On Dude being confidently ridden, just giving his head and tap on the shoulder, and he strides home gamely. Nunez running a very willing one from second, but Game On Dude is in front 3 lengths, and he's in a class of his own. Game On Dude and Rafael Bejarano again powerful as they storm home to win it easy.
Tons the best, tons the best. With him being unbeaten over the Santa Anita dirt track, I think he's going to be your classic favorite and probably your most likely winner on the card on Saturday. There was one other race this weekend that had Breeders' Cup impact that I bet on. That was the Grade 2 Matron, a 6-furlong sprint at Belmont on Sunday. I like the Todd Pletcher filly, Kauai Katie. As they hit the far turn, she was asked to run.
Baby J still with a narrow lead. Kauai Katie right alongside. They're head-to-head as they approach the top of the stretch. Just behind them, it's Seasoned Warrior, the field turning for home. Rosie Napravnik has not asked Kauai Katie for anything yet, and now just a cue, and she's gone on her way. To lead here by 3-4 lengths. Kauai Katie running away from them. Rosie Napravnik asked for a little run and got a lot of run out of this very, very impressive 2-year-old filly.
Easy peasy pie under Rosie Napravnik, and she may be running in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Sprint against the boys, and I think she'd be really a threat to steal it that day. So on the day on Saturday, there were 11 Breeders' Cup win and you're in races. I won 5 of them, and had a flat bet profit. It was a great day at the Breeders' Cup.